Inhale 68,000 tiny plastic bits daily. Study shows hidden harm. Imagine this. You're breathing in over 68,000 microscopic bits of plastic every single day, right from the comfort of your own home. That's right. Without ever stepping outside, you're inhaling particles so small, they're harder to spot than a grain of sand. But here's where it gets truly alarming. The latest research suggests this exposure is far more significant than we previously thought. A groundbreaking study conducted by Nadia Yakovenko and her team at the University of Toulouse in France has shed new light on the pervasive nature of microplastics in our daily lives. Using advanced analytical techniques, they discovered that the concentration of these tiny plastic fragments in both homes and vehicles is astonishingly high, about 100 times higher than what earlier studies had estimated. Yakovenko and her colleagues measured microplastic particles that were up to 7 times finer than a human hair, suspended in the air within various living spaces. Their findings, published in the journal PLOS ONE, reveal that adults inhale approximately 3,200 larger particles ranging from 10 to 300 micrometers and an astounding 68,000 smaller ones, 1 to 10 micrometers each day. Now, let's break down why this matters. Microplastics, those infinitesimal pieces of plastic, aren't just floating around in our oceans. They're everywhere, for decades. We've been aware of their presence in marine environments, but this study brings to light how pervasive they are in our everyday surroundings, including our supposedly pristine homes and cars. These tiny particles can penetrate deep into our respiratory systems, potentially leading to inflammation and irritation. What's more, many microplastics contain toxic additives like bisphenol A and phthalates, which can seep into our bloodstream. While the long-term health impacts are still under investigation, early findings suggest that prolonged exposure might contribute to respiratory issues, hormonal imbalances, developmental problems, fertility challenges, heart disease, and even cancer. One of the reasons microplastics have flown under the radar for so long is that traditional air quality assessments have focused on larger particles, which are less likely to enter the lungs. Yakovenko's team, however, employed Raman spectroscopy, a technique that uses lasers to analyze tiny particles, in combination with a microscope and specialized software to count the microplastics accurately. So how do these minuscule plastic fragments get into our living spaces? They originate from the gradual breakdown of everyday plastic items, such as furniture, carpets, and clothing. In cars, the interior components made from plastic, like dashboards and seats, are constantly breaking down due to regular use, heat, and sunlight exposure. It's worth noting that this is on top of the microplastics we already ingest through contaminated water and food sources. A recent study highlighted just how prevalent microplastics are in our environment. Researchers found that a single liter of bottled water could contain up to 240,000 plastic fragments, illustrating the extent to which these particles permeate our daily lives. The implications of this research are profound. It underscores the need to reassess our current understanding of microplastic exposure and its potential health risks. Moving forward, studies like Yakovenko's will play a crucial role in shaping the materials we choose, the measures we take to mitigate microplastic pollution, and the health guidelines we establish to ensure safer indoor environments. The team plans to extend their research to other indoor settings, aiming to develop a more comprehensive picture of microplastic distribution in our living spaces. This work could lead to significant changes in how we approach environmental and public health policies. In conclusion, while the idea of breathing in tens of thousands of plastic particles daily may sound alarming, it's important to remember that knowledge is power. By staying informed and advocating for change, we can work towards creating healthier, more sustainable living conditions for everyone.